Hi, so this video is for stronger knees and hips. We're going to be going through 4 different exercises. So the first exercise we're going to start on is a single leg squat. So if you really can't do a single leg squat, then what I suggest is we start off with a 2-legged squat. So feet sort of shoulder width apart, and what we're aiming to do here is, if I show you from the side, is we're aiming to bend the knees and then send the bum backwards, keeping the torso relatively upright. So go as far as you need to go. So maybe for you it might be just here, and as we kind of bringing the bum back as if we're kind of trying to shut a drawer with the bum, okay? And then the idea is to kind of straighten the knees back up so you're nice and tall. So that would be kind of where we'd start. You maybe if you're really struggling, you want to bring in a chair, okay? So what we ideally want to progress to is a single leg version where you can pick up the differences between your right leg and your left leg. That's where we really end up kind of improving the problems with knees and backs and so on. So single leg version, again exactly the same. What I'm looking for is a gentle bend of the knee, bum coming back, and then straighten the knee back up so that so you're upright again. So you can see with a single leg version, we're challenging balance as well as increasing the amount of work in the thigh. What we normally want is the kneecap to follow in a straight line with the second toe. Go as far forward as you want, and you can go as far down as you want. So if you're comfortable going really far down, really challenging it, that's good. Okay. So what we want to do is about 15 to 20 reps of that. If it's not challenging enough, what I suggest we do is bring in a weight. So I'd suggest bringing in. So if you want to progress it, I'd hold a kettlebell or another weight with both hands. This is a 6 kilogram kettlebell, and again you're doing that single leg, bending the knee, pushing the bum back, keeping the torso upright, and then coming back up. That allows you to really challenge the strength in the thigh. So this single leg movement is really important for all of our everyday activities, obviously particularly thinking of walking and thinking of stairs. Okay, so that's the single leg squat. The second exercise we're going to look at is a hip strengthener. So what you'll need is a step. I'm going to be using a yoga block. So to work the right hip, what you do is stand on the step or the block. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be dropping the hip down, okay? And then you're going to be picking the hip back up. So you can see the hip drops away on the left side, dropping down, and I'm just touching the heel onto the floor, and then I bring it as far up as it will go and dropping it back down. So the movement is a hinge, or looking from the front at the hip. You should really feel it in the buttock as you're working through it. Okay, so this isn't necessarily a balance exercise, so if you feel like you need to use a support like a wall or a chair, that's fine. Okay, if you want to challenge it further, what I suggest is you bring in a weight. So then you can bring in a kettlebell. Okay, so holding that kettlebell, torso up nice and straight, and again we're dipping that pelvis on the left, grazing the heel, and pushing ourselves back up, bringing that left pelvis as high up as it will go, down, all the way up as high as it will go. So the third exercise we're going to look at is the reverse lunge. The reverse lunge is a really good exercise to build strength in and around the knees, working the full range of the knees. So what you do is you stand with your feet together, and you're going to take a, if I'm working my right leg, I'm going to take a step back with my right leg and land on my toes and drop that right knee, and then we're going to come back up and bring ourselves back together, and then we start doing the left leg. So we're going to come back, drop the left knee, back up. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, what you can do after you've come down, you can bring the right knee all the way up. So, okay. So you're stepping back. This, you can sort of see, this really challenges your balance as well, and you're coming all the way up. To make it more challenging, you can bring in a kettlebell. So same idea, holding the kettlebell nice and close to the chest, and then taking a step back, dropping that knee nice and close to the floor, coming back up, down, and up. And you can do a little bit faster if you want more of an anaerobic workout as well. Okay, so the fourth exercise for hip strengthening is glute bridges. This is an exercise many of you are familiar with. So what we do is we start off with on our backs, with our knees and our hips bent. Okay, and the exercise is simply to straighten up the hips and create a straight line from the torso all the way up to the knees. Okay, so that's the basic version. What you want to do is push through the heels as you're doing it. So, and if you feel it's a bit too much in your hamstring, what you can do is imagine you're pushing through the front of the thighs as well, and that will engage the buttocks as well. So in terms of variations you can do to make it more challenging, you can do one-legged versions. You can do marches. And you can just start to load as well. So by putting your other leg on top of the leg you're working, you can create more load. If you want to work more of the outside of the buttocks, what you can do is open up the legs. Same thing, you'll find this works more around the outside of the buttocks. And finally, if you want to make it a bit more challenging, you can again add a kettlebell to it. So taking my weight, place it just above my belly button, and I'm doing the exercises I did them before. Okay, so that's the glute bridge, and that's the 4 exercises for hip and knee strengthening.